The UFC is known for its intense battles and unpredictable outcomes, but every once in a while, an upset comes along that shakes the MMA world to its core. These shocking victories have gone down in history, reminding fans that anything can happen in the octagon and that no fighter, no matter how dominant, is invincible. In this video, we're diving into the greatest UFC upsets of all time, moments that left fans stunned, betting odds shattered, and underdogs proving they could defy the odds. Get ready to relive some of the most unforgettable and surprising moments in UFC history. Juliana Pena vs. Amanda Nunes, UFC 269, December 11, 2021. Odds: Juliana Pena, plus 650s, Amanda Nunes, and 1,000. At UFC 269, one of the most shocking upsets in MMA history took place as Juliana Pena defeated Amanda Nunes, ending the reign of one of the most dominant champions in the UFC. Coming into the fight, Nunes was considered nearly unbeatable. She was a two-division champion and had conquered top names in both the bantamweight and featherweight divisions. Pena, known for her aggressive grappling style, entered the octagon as a significant underdog, with many doubting her ability to stand with the ferocious power and striking skills of Nunes. The fight, however, did not go as expected. After a competitive first round, Pena took control in the second, engaging in a striking exchange that visibly tired Nunes. Pena then took her down and secured a rear naked choke, forcing the champion to tap and shocking the MMA world. The result sent waves through the UFC, as Pena's victory not only dethroned a legend, but also reignited the competitive nature of the women's bantamweight division. This fight showcased the unpredictability of MMA, reminding fans that no fighter, no matter how dominant, is invincible in the octagon. Pena's win marked a new chapter in the division and solidified her as a top name in the sport. Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey, UFC 193, November 14, 2015. Odds: Holly Holm, plus 830 versus Ronda Rousey, and is 1,600. The fight between Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey at UFC 193 became one of the most shocking upsets in MMA history. Coming into the bout, Rousey was a dominant champion with an undefeated record, having rapidly dispatched her opponents with judo throws and submission skills that seemed untouchable. Many believed she was unbeatable and expected her to defend her title with ease. Holm, however, a former professional boxer and kickboxer, entered the octagon with a striking style that proved to be Rousey's undoing. Right from the start, Holm utilized her footwork and precise strikes to keep Rousey at a distance, avoiding the clinch exchanges where Rousey thrived. Holm's strategy paid off in the second round when she delivered a perfectly timed head kick that knocked Rousey out, ending her reign as champion in dramatic fashion. The upset stunned fans worldwide and redefined the women's bantamweight division. Holm's victory highlighted the importance of stylistic matchups in MMA and underscored that even the most feared champions can be defeated. This fight shifted the landscape of women's MMA, demonstrating that adaptability and preparation could topple even the most dominant fighters and sparking a wider interest in the growing depth of the sport. Serra vs. George St-Pierre, UFC 69, April 7, 2007. Odds: Serra, plus 850 versus George St-Pierre, minus 1,300. At UFC 69, Serra pulled off one of the greatest upsets in MMA history by defeating the heavily favored George St-Pierre for the UFC welterweight title. St-Pierre, widely regarded as one of the most well-rounded and skilled fighters in the sport, had dominated top competitors on his way to becoming champion. Serra, meanwhile, was considered a huge underdog. He had earned the title shot through winning the Ultimate Fighter comeback season, but few believed he could overcome GSP's elite skills. However, Serra came in prepared and undeterred by the odds. Early in the first round, Serra caught St-Pierre with a powerful right hand that staggered the champion. Sensing the moment, Serra relentlessly pursued GSP, landing a flurry of punches that forced the referee to stop the fight. The result shocked fans and fighters alike, as Serra became the new welterweight champion and solidified his place in MMA lore. This fight demonstrated that in MMA, even the most dominant fighters are vulnerable and that anything can happen in the octagon. Serra's victory over GSP is still celebrated as a defining moment in the sport, embodying the resilience and unpredictability that make MMA thrilling. Nate Diaz vs. Conor McGregor, UFC 196, March 5, 2016. Odds: Nate plus 400 versus Conor McGregor, money 500. At UFC 196, Nate Diaz pulled off a stunning upset against Conor McGregor, shocking fans and delivering one of the most memorable moments in MMA history. McGregor, known for his brash confidence and precise striking, entered the fight on a winning streak, having recently claimed the featherweight title with a 13-second knockout of Jose Aldo. Originally scheduled to fight lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos, McGregor faced a last-minute switch when dos Anjos withdrew due to injury. Diaz stepped in on short notice and accepted the fight at welterweight, a weight class higher than McGregor was accustomed to. Despite the odds and a rough first round where he absorbed significant damage, Diaz's resilience and conditioning proved decisive. In the second round, Diaz caught McGregor with a clean 1-2 combination that visibly stunned the Irishman. Diaz quickly capitalized, securing a takedown and transitioning to a rear naked choke, forcing McGregor to tap. The upset sent shockwaves through the sport, humbling McGregor and elevating Diaz to new levels of popularity. This fight showcased the unpredictability of MMA, as Diaz's durability, jiu-jitsu skills, and ability to thrive under pressure led him to a victory few had anticipated, creating an unforgettable rivalry with McGregor. Chris Weidman vs. Anderson Silva, UFC 162, 2013. Odds: Chris Weidman's 240 vs. Anderson Silva, 9-280. At UFC 162, Chris Weidman shocked the world by defeating Anderson Silva, one of the most dominant champions in MMA history, to claim the middleweight title. Silva had held the belt for nearly 7 years, with a 16-fight winning streak in the UFC that showcased his mesmerizing striking and unparalleled fight IQ. Known for his ability to outclass opponents, Silva often taunted them in the octagon, using head movement and footwork to avoid strikes with ease. Against Weidman, he employed the same showboating style, lowering his hands and daring Weidman to engage. But in the second round, Silva's confidence backfired. As Silva dodged and taunted, Weidman stayed composed, capitalizing on a defensive miscalculation by Silva. Weidman landed a powerful left hook that sent Silva crashing to the canvas, marking the first time the middleweight king had been knocked out in his UFC career. This upset ended Silva's legendary reign and signaled a shift in the middleweight division. Weidman's victory not only solidified his place as a top-tier fighter, but also reminded fans that in MMA, showboating can have serious consequences. The fight became an iconic moment in UFC history, illustrating the risks Silva took and the skill Weidman brought to dethrone a legend. These incredible upsets remind us why we love the UFC, where underdogs rise, champions fall, and anything can happen. Moments like these define the unpredictable nature of MMA, proving that heart, determination, and the right strategy can change everything in an instant. As we look forward to more thrilling fights and potential upsets, we're reminded that every fight holds the promise of history in the making. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the greatest UFC upsets. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unforgettable moments